This week in U.S. immigration news, we are going to cover D.C. Mayor requests National Guard over migrants, border wall gaps to be filled near Yuma, as VIP trips cost migrants their lives, immigration reform needed to help with Biden's microchip manufacturing goal, Democrats seek unity over reconciliation bill, Supreme Court certifies ruling ending Trump border policy, U.S. admits 100,000 Ukrainians in 5 months, scammers targeting sponsors who are trying to help Ukrainian migrants. Mayor Muriel Bowser asked the D.C. National Guard to assist in managing the influx of migrants that have been bused to the capital. Texas Gov. Greg Abbott and Arizona Gov. Doug Ducey has bused over 4,000 migrants from the southern border to the capital to protest President Biden's immigration policy. Washington, D.C. is now overwhelmed by the surge of migrants, according to D.C. Homeland Security and Emergency Management Agency Director Christopher Rodriguez. The mayor is requesting that the National Guard aid NGOs and help with migrant transportation. The work by the National Guard, if approved, would continue indefinitely. The Biden administration authorized completion of the Trump-era border wall in southern Arizona near Yuma that has become one of the busiest areas for illegal crossings. Although Biden pledged during his campaign to end border wall construction, the administration later agreed to finish some barriers for safety reasons. The Department of Homeland Security will be closing 4 wide gaps in the wall near Yuma to protect migrants from slipping or drowning in a section of the Colorado River. From January through June, the Border Patrol Yuma sector has encountered migrants more than 160,000 times. Experts say smugglers have been selling more expensive routes into the U.S., advertising their routes as secure, special or VIP. Smugglers claim their options will provide migrants with vehicle transportation rather than walking across the desert and more comfortable stays along the way. Mexican migrants Pablo Ortega and Julio Lopez both spent thousands of dollars and paid extra for what smugglers promised would be a comfortable trip that would avoid the typical dangers of illegal border crossings. Yet their route to the U.S. ended crammed into the back of a tractor trailer in Texas with more than 60 other migrants. Ortega and Lopez died in the heat, along with most of the other passengers, resulting in the deadliest smuggling incident of recent times. In President Joe Biden's State of the Union address in March, he discussed his goal of turning the U.S. into a hub of microchip manufacturing. Within 3 years, Biden aims to have 1,000 acres in Johnstown, Ohio to house 2 Intel-operated chip facilities. Although Biden signed into law more than $52 billion in incentives to attract chipmakers to the U.S., many say that to achieve the goal of returning high-end manufacturing to the U.S., the country first needs to attract more foreign workers. The U.S. currently does not have enough people with doctorates and master's degrees in STEM to work at the microchip plants.
If you are new to our channel, welcome and please subscribe to stay in the loop. We offer free 15-minute consultations if your case is qualified, so we can point you in the right direction. Stay tuned for the secret code later in the show.
Democrats are hoping to bring the health, climate and tax package to the Senate floor this week if they are able to receive support within their party. A floor vote would allow an opening for proposed amendments, including possible GOP measures to tighten border security and extend pandemic-era restrictions on asylum. It is unclear how Democratic leadership would handle possible border security amendments to the bill. Earlier this year, several moderate Democrats supported proposals to extend Title 42. Having this package with amendments that are anti-immigrant would complicate passage in the House, where many Democrats have been continuously against the continued use of Title 42. The Supreme Court certified its ruling allowing the Biden administration to end Remain in Mexico. The Trump administration policy forces asylum seekers to wait in Mexico for their immigration hearings. The ruling was on June 30 that the administration can stop the Remain in Mexico policy, officially overruling a lower court order that forced the policy to be reinstated in December. The White House and Homeland Security Department had no comment on the Supreme Court certification, and the Justice Department declined to comment. Officials in Mexico have made no immediate comment. The U.S. has received more than 100,000 Ukrainians in about 5 months since Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Ukrainians that have arrived in the U.S. since the invasion have come through various immigration channels and with different legal status. So far 47,000 Ukrainians have arrived to the U.S. on temporary or immigrant visas. Nearly 30,000 Ukrainians arrived under private sponsorship program. More than 22,000 Ukrainians were admitted along the U.S.-Mexico border, and 500 Ukrainians used the traditional refugee system. In response to the Russian invasion in Ukraine, President Joe Biden in late March announced the U.S. would welcome 100,000 Ukrainians displaced by the war. There has been a recently reported scam that is targeting sponsors who are trying to help Ukrainians come to the United States. USCIS has received reports of email phishing scams that targets potential participants in Uniting for Ukraine, a program created by President Biden that allows U.S. citizens to sponsor Ukrainians fleeing the Russian invasion. The email scam requests payment from prospective Uniting for Ukraine sponsors before USCIS would review an application. Uniting for Ukraine began accepting applications in late April, and it does not charge a fee for the filing of a declaration of financial support, one of the documents potential sponsors must submit.
Friends, show us some love and smash the like button. It doesn't cost you anything. If you have an immigration problem or need a second opinion because you cannot get a hold of your own lawyer, schedule a meeting with our team. Share information with our CARES team and they will help you get scheduled with our legal team. Now here's a secret code to unlock the free 15 minutes.